Hello everyone, welcome to mathematics tutorial. So today we will discuss on how to solve for rational inequality. So in solving rational inequality, there are 5 rules in order to solve for the given inequality. Number 1, write the inequality with a single rational expression on the left hand side of the inequality and 0 on the right hand side of the inequality. So dapat dito in the left side of the inequality composed of rational expression, single rational expression, and in the right side of this inequality dapat 0. So based on the given example, it's already done because the left side of this inequality is rational expression and the right side of this inequality is 0. So proceed to step number 2. Step number 2, you need to get the meaningful numbers, okay, by setting the numerator and denominator equal to 0. Ano ba yung meaningful numbers? Meaningful numbers are numbers that make the numerator and denominator equal to 0. So, hanapin natin yung meaningful numbers based on the given inequality. So, given inequality is x plus 5. Equate natin sa 0 yung numerator equal to 0. So, x equals negative 5. Ito yung first meaningful numbers, that is numerator. Then ang denominator, that is x minus 2 equals 0. Then x equals positive 2. So the two meaningful numbers are negative 5 and positive 2. It makes the numerator equal to 0 and ang positive 2, it makes the denominator equal to 0. Step next, you need to then test the meaningful numbers if the inequality makes the inequality true or false. So i-test natin yung meaningful numbers sa given inequality if they make the inequality true or false. So i-substitute natin yung value ng x dito sa given inequality. So negative 5 plus 5 over negative 5 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. So this one automatically 0 over negative 7 less than or greater than or equal to 0. So 0 divided 7, that is 0 greater than or equal to 0. So it makes the inequality true. So tandaan, negative 5 is part of the solution. How about negative 2 or positive 2 rather? So positive 2 plus 5 over positive 2 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. So that is 7 over 0 greater than or equal to 0. So that is undefined. Kasi yung denominator natin is 0. So automatically that is undefined. So that is false. Next natin. Step number 3. Separate the number line into intervals using the number found in step number 2. So use or you will make a number line using the meaningful numbers. So number line. Number line. So ano yung number line natin or meaningful numbers? So that is negative 5. Ano yung negative numbers? Then positive 2. We will make this one is interval A, interval B, and interval C. Next, get test value for interval A, B, and C. So maghanap tayo ng number na belong sa interval A, then i-test natin sa given inequality. So any number belong to interval A. So since negative 5 is part of the solution, so ang baba niyan is negative 6. So interval A, when x is negative 6, test natin. Substitute natin yan sa given inequality. So negative 6 plus 5 over negative 6 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. So this is negative 1 over negative 8 is greater than or equal to 0. So that is magiging positive ito. 1 over 8 greater than or equal to 0. So 1 over 8 is greater than or equal to 0. True or false? Okay, that is true. Kasi mas malaki talaga yung 1 over 8 or positive numbers kaysa 0. So interval A is part of the solution. So ito, solution na ito. Interval A. How about interval B? Ang interval B, any numbers belong to interval B. So that is negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So negative 4 to positive 1. So when x is equals to 1, tingnan natin. Substitute this to the given inequality. So magiging 1 plus 5 over 1 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. So 6 over negative 1 greater than or equal to 0. So negative 6 greater than or equal to 0. So negative 6 is greater than or equal to 0. True or false? Okay, that is false. Why? Because malaki yung 0 kaysa any negative numbers. Malaki pa yung 0 kaysa sa any negative numbers. Lahat ng negative numbers, mas malaki pa yung 0. Okay, next. Interval C na tayo. Interval C. Question natin to. Hindi ma-erase. Okay, interval C. Any numbers belong to interval C. So from negative 3, 4 until positive infinite numbers. So we will use x equals 3. So substitute that to the given inequality. So 3 plus 5 over 3 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. So 8 over 1 greater than or equal to 0. So that is 8 greater than or equal to 0. So 8 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes or no? Or true or false? So that is true. So meaning, yung solution natin, makita natin sa interval A and interval C. So, step number 5, answer in interval notation. So, ano yung final answer natin? So, the final answer is, since ang solution natin is makita sa interval A, negative 5 until negative infinite numbers. So, ang solution natin is this one. From negative infinite numbers, lahat yan that is part of the solution, to negative 5, that is interval A. We will use bracket kasi yung negative 5 is included sa solution. So yung interval is part of the solution from negative 5 to negative infinite numbers. Then union. Next, union, since that ang solution natin makita natin sa interval A and interval C. So that is from positive 2 to positive infinite numbers. So tingnan natin, bakit sir yung negative 5 bracket yung nakalagay? Yes, bracket kasi negative 5 is included sa solusyon. Lagyan lang natin ng bracket yung meaningful numbers. Tingnan natin yung positive 2. Parenthesis lang ang nilagay kasi positive 2 is not included of the solution, but still it is a meaningful numbers. Okay, so ang solution natin, makita natin from negative infinite to negative 5. Negative infinite numbers to negative 5, yun negative 2 to positive infinite numbers. So included yung negative 5 part solution. This one, positive 2 is not included or excluded ito, but still it is a meaningful numbers. Ang lagyan lang natin ng bracket is ang meaningful numbers na part of the solution, kagaya ng negative 5 kasi part siya ng solution. It makes the inequality true. Okay, so ito na yung final answer in interval notation. Thank you.